Good morning, guys. I think we are live. Yay, it looks like we are. It is Sonia. It's Sunday morning. How are you? Are you just waking up, getting ready to just ease into the day today? Grab a cup of coffee. I am going to talk with you real quick and give you a quick, easy, simple strategy, a simple tip, a simple piece of advice that you can start today as a way to attract more customers, find your ideal customer, get inside the mind of your ideal customer, and just learn how you can serve them better. So, if anybody is here with me on this early Sunday morning, it's 8 a.m. We woke up this morning. It feels brighter out this morning because we woke up and we had snow last night. Did you guys have snow where you in from? So everything feels a little bit brighter when there's snow on the ground, right? Making sure my settings are turned off. So we're not going to ding all morning. So whether you're watching this live or on replay, good for you for being here and just keeping in the right mindset, keeping on track, and as you grow your business in 2020. Good morning, Brittany. Good morning, Sandra. Oh, I see that big sunshine that you put up there, Sandra. I like it. It's a little chilly here today. Stanley wants to go outside. He's trying to convince me. You might see him in the background. He's trying to convince me to let me take him outside. And I'm just like, do you really want to do that, Stanley? It's pretty chilly out there. All right, so I'm going to leave you with a piece of advice this morning. And if you're new to the channel, tune in every morning at 8 a.m. We're going to start the day off right. Me and you, some coffee and some good chit chat about just things that you can do in your business so that you can be successful. Good morning, Chandra, Melissa, Terry, Linda, Belinda, Angela. Oh, you guys are all here. Maggie's on, Libby and Candy. Okay, so with this one, the first thing for this strategy, for this way to authentically build your business, what you're going to need to do is ask yourself right now, okay? Some people forget to do this part. And this tip I'm going to give you involves Facebook. So who's on Facebook and who right now in their profile. So if I were to click on your name, there's a part up top, right? You know how you can fill some stuff in your settings where the About You section is? It falls right underneath your name on your personal profile, not your business page. We're going to talk about as well the difference between personal pages and business pages, the pros, the cons, where should you be in business, what makes sense, how to set it up, all that good stuff that is to come. But I'm talking about your personal profile right now, okay? So if I come to you, I see your name, and then right below you, there's a little About section, and there's a part that says work, like where you work. And it's actually a little picture of a suitcase. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know what that symbol right there on Facebook is? Do you have yours filled out? So if you came to my profile, my personal page, and you found me, you would see right below it, one of the things it says is creative entrepreneur at Junk Monkey Paint Company. So you need to make sure that when you build your business page, because you're in your business page, start working on that you take the time to make it easy for people to find you, okay? So go ahead and today, your homework today is to check yours, make sure it links, and it's actively linking and working to your business Facebook page. All right, so that's how this is going to work today. You got to make sure you have this set up. All right, Maggie. All right, well, we got to get you going, girl. Oh, good, Melissa. That's awesome. So yeah, a lot of people miss that part, right? Because we're nosy people, and we will find people that show up in this is the first piece of advice, okay? Show up in Facebook groups. So part of your homework today, if you've already got your business name put in there and attached to your personal profile, is now take the time to do some research and find out what groups your customer is going to be in. Okay, I'm talking about Facebook groups. Facebook is social media. It's all about being social. Building a business is all about, being down to earth, being authentic, and building relationships, and honestly connecting with other people and making their life a whole lot better. That's what it all comes down to, right? And so if you lead with serving other people, then your business, honestly, it's going to grow. People are going to be attracted to you. So if you can take the time today, if you're just relaxing on this beautiful Sunday, and just if you have your phone in your hand, let's be honest, we all have our phone in our hand, take the time to punch in the groups that your customer would play in. So for example, if you're somebody who makes dog collars, okay, if you make dog collars and that's your business, or some sort of accessory for a pet, find a group on social media that is devote it to that pet, to that dog, to whatever it is that you do. All right. If you do llama art, find a page that's devoted to people who love llamas. All right. Or you make llama pillows. If you're somebody who your business is, you teach people how to, or you have a business of a service of decorating cupcakes. All right. You're going to need to find some groups that pertain to that, right? So you can go in and be part of the group. I'm just trying to think anything else out there. Like, so it can apply to anything. If you offer photography services, right? But your services help with weddings, all right? You help brides and grooms capture that beautiful day. Then you're probably going to want to find groups that are devoted to making sure your wedding is perfect, right? Because that's the mindset. If you're somebody who you want to grow your business as being a VA, a virtual assistant, and you know what, you want to be self-employed and you want to be able to work from home and help other fellow business owners who need help growing their business. They need somebody to help with their social media or, you know, the Pinterest and all those things that you do in business. Then you know what, you're going to want to find groups that are devoted to moms who have businesses, right? Like boss moms, girl bosses, women who, guys, girls, women, anybody who would need help growing their business and might need an assistant, right? So find the groups. And here are the two reasons why, okay? And like how your part comes in. When you find those groups and you send a join request to join them, you are there amongst your ideal customer, okay? So now's an opportunity for you to show those potential customers what it is that you do, the knowledge you have, the expertise you have, without expecting to make a sell. Just go in and honestly just share and help and be helpful, right? People are attracted to people who are just helpful in their life. And so if you see somebody post something, so for example, you're in that group and somebody posts a question on, you're in a dog group. I'm just trying to think. Somebody says they're in a jewelry group, or how about this? We'll use another example. How about if you're somebody who loves to go out and you love to find junk, good junk, and you love to resell and flip for profit, right? So now what you're going to do, or maybe you have a niche, maybe you love vintage collectibles, find some vintage loving groups out there. And when somebody posts a picture like, I found this today, because you know when you're in a group, it's a social group, people are going to do this. I found this beautiful green glass today when I was out at Goodwill or wherever picking today. But can anybody tell me anything about it? Do you recognize? Is it valuable? I just thought it was interesting and I brought it home. And you know what? Your expertise is reselling collectibles, whatever you've just come to know, right? That is your zone of genius. When you're in business, the best way to have a business is doing something that you love and that you're just good at. You naturally do it. What would you do day after day after day anyhow if nobody paid you because you just love it so much, right? So you're in that group. It makes sense for you. And when they post that picture of that green dish, you're able to respond and say, oh my gosh, good for you. You found that. Do you know what you have here? It's actually a blah, 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 amazing dish that was made in the 1940s. And you know what? If you find it, good for you for picking it up, right? You know what? Guess what? That person's going to see your comment. They're already in that zone of what you love to do, right? You're attracting the right people. They're going to read that comment. And you know what? Maybe you'll have a conversation. How many times have you been in a group where you had a conversation with somebody else and you go on to become friends? You go on to somehow, form a connection with people. And guess what? Like I said, we're nosy creatures. So you go ahead and you leave a comment and it's something like that. And you're like, wow, this girl knows her stuff. This guy knows his stuff. Who is he? We click on it. We go to the profile, leading me back to how I started this. Do you have your business linked in your personal profile so people can find you that way, right? Make sense? Another way you can use groups to attract people that will go on to be your customers is, say, for example, using the easy example of you're making something and your service is for a dog and you're doing dog collars. I don't know, maybe you do these really cool, nice dog collars. You make them, you're trying to find the right client for it. You're trying to find more customers. You go into a dog group, people who just love dogs, all right? Dogs are an extension of your family, right? They become part of your family. And I've read before, people people spend a lot of money in dog and cat supplies, pet supplies, because they're a furry, they're literally a furry family member, right? They get stuff too. They get stuff for Christmas and all that good stuff. So you go in there and you know what, you got a great picture of your furry pups, and you've taken a picture of them wearing the collar that you made and outside or whatever, they're posing really, maybe it's just some really cool accessory, and you take a picture and you post it, right? And you know, you introduce your fur pets to the group. That's all you're doing. You're not trying to sell your collars, right? You're just loving on what you already do anyhow. You have fur pets and they're in your, you know, they're demonstrating something that you're making. You put a picture up, and guess what? Somebody is bound to go. If you got a good picture, oh my gosh, that is so cute. Where did you get that? Right? That opens up conversation. You can say, you know what? Feel free to send me a message. I'll tell you more. One of the things you never want to do is you want to make sure that you treat groups just the way they should be treated, as non-selling sites. This is just a way to interact and put yourself amongst people that honestly are your ideal client, right? And you're not going in there trying to be very spammy, because listen, we all have spam radar. We know when people post things into group and they're phishing, right? There's a difference. Authentically being you and doing what you do anyhow and what you love to do into a group, helping other people, adding value to the conversation, finding ways that you can help people. Honestly, that just helps you own your message, you know, shape your message of what you're going to say to other people that you meet anyhow, and even in real life, but you're doing it from your phone. So now if you're somebody who, if you have something that you can send and you can ship, we're going to talk about shipping in an online space and setting up that for business. All that's to come. We got a whole year of talking about stuff. Remember, 365 days of talking business, right? And so if you have something that you can ship, that's great, because, you know, you can approach it that way. But remember, if you just have a brick and mortar store and you're not set up right now to ship, maybe that's something down the road that you want to focus on. But right now, you're right here in the physical space. And you're like, Sonia, I don't have an online store or anything like that. I just got the physical place. And you know what? There's local groups, right? Find local groups that are in your county. You know, I just moved here. Like, I know how people use social media for this because I just moved. You guys saw this past summer, I moved to a new area. And first thing I did was I went onto Facebook and I started typing in the name of the town that I'm in, the county that I'm in, to be able to get the news, to keep up on the happenings. And I found a whole bunch, right? There's a whole bunch of them, some that are devoted to like activities that are going on in the area, and some that are devoted to just like, you know, love the area. And some of the people are finding stuff. So do some research, homework again for the day, find what groups would make sense for you to be able to help other people, okay? Justin says, it's a bit intimidating to act with these people because they're so seasoned that I feel I don't have the right to post my work. Then don't post your work. Go in and comment on other people's work. Find like-minded people. Just go in and do that, or ask a question. Ask it with, you know, genuinely though. You're going to go in and you're going to say, so if your group that you're finding now, and the thing is your client, right? You're looking for your client. So if you're going to go into people who, and Jocelyn, I know you paint furniture. So go into furniture loving groups, right? People who love furniture. You're not looking for people that do the exact same thing as you. So you're not looking for business oriented places, right? You're looking for places where your ideal, the person that would buy from you, where would they be? Probably in a, I don't know, whatever you do, whether you love boho shabby or something like that, you know, maybe they're in a boho shabby community. All right. We're not talking about going and liking business pages. We're talking about you setting up a business page that's linked on your personal profile, but finding groups that are grown communities, groups that are set up for people that love what you do and potentially are the same customer as you, right? So you can go in and if there's a group for, I don't know, where you can go in, like for example, I see people in our Junk Monkey Paint Projects group and they'll say, do you have a color suggestion for this table? I went out picking and I'm not sure what color I should put on it. What do you think I should do? All right. That's a legitimate question, right? And it's the group where people help each other. It's not a business page. It's not Junk Monkey Paint Company page. It's the sharing community page, all right? And I'm not out there spamming the heck and trying to share my company page into somebody's community page, because that's a good way to get kicked out, right? That's a good way for people to really see what you're up to. Nobody's going to want to collab with you. And remember, it's got to be done from a genuine point of view. So if you go out, you find something and you go, what do you think, ladies? What do you think I should paint it? And somebody says, do this, do this, do that. Do you not think that they're going to click on your name and they're going to come back to Jocelyn's page and they're going to see her business and they're going to go, oh, she does that too. Maybe I should follow that, right? Maybe I'll get some ideas. Maybe I'll get some inspiration, because on your business page, we're going to talk about more that when people do find your business page, guess what? You got really helpful things, right? You're serving your customer. And so this leads me into the second part of not only connecting with people, but guess what, guys? Even if you find groups and you are intimidated to post, or you don't want to post, you don't have the nerve to post for whatever reason, guess what? That is free market research, okay? Do you know how companies pay groups to come in to figure out what do my customers want? They pay them, they pay marketing companies to go out and give these surveys to the general public so we can figure out what people want. In the day and age where we are right now with social media, you can go into a group and you can just watch into a community of people who want what you're doing, who love what you're doing, are in the same frame of mind of what you're doing, and look and go, what are they asking? Okay, that girl in this vintage reseller community, I just saw her post and ask, does anybody recognize what this green glass is? Because I picked it up. Remember the example I used? So when you're in this community, you can go, oh, wow. So maybe I could help people, because where there's one, there's many, right? You know this, that where there's one person that speaks up, there's many that don't. And so that's why I always say here, if you have a question, make sure you answer it, because you know what? There's somebody else going, oh, I had the same question, but I just didn't have the nerve to ask it, right? For different reasons, people just don't post. But you can go in and you can gather market research. So you know what? You're in the group, you're looking and you're going, what does my ideal customer want? What do they think of? What are the pains? What are the things, like what are some things that I could resolve from them? Oh, they want to learn how to identify glassware when they're out and about collecting. Okay, note it. You know what? You can make a list of things. And so we're going to get into, posting, what you should post on your social media pages, how many times you should post, what to say, how to like get into it, all those sorts of things, all my best tips that I've learned. But you know what? Now you have who's out there going, what should I post on my business page? This is what I'm saying. Hello, business tip. Find groups where your ideal customer is already hanging out and look at what they're posting. What questions are they asking? Because you know what? Now, okay, next week, I'm going to plan out to film a video, because I got a question on how to identify glassware when you're out picking. All right, because you learn that from the reseller community, from places that resell collectibles and vintage wear or whatever it is. Does that make sense? Right? You have a free way to gather information about what does your client think? What do they want from me, Sonia? Listen, just go and just watch and learn, and you'll know. And then take that and go ahead and this week find something that I'm going to do a live on this particular question today. Make sense? Bridget says, I understand being an introvert. Yeah, absolutely. When sometimes you just don't want to say, right? You just, you want to be part, but at the same time, you just don't want to be like front and center and be, posting comments. One of my goals for this year is to do something uncomfortable at least once a week. Baby steps, you got this. Yep, that's where you grow. That is where you grow. That is where you shock yourself. You surprise yourself. You think you can't do it. I promise. I mean, I don't know what you can do in business that you're not going to like survive, right? I've done a lot of scary stuff and I'm still here. It just makes you stronger. You know what? You gain confidence, and it's those little, like you said, baby steps, that these little things that you do that give you confidence and give you more confidence. And it just builds and it becomes a snowball. Where I started to where I am today, if you had to go back and watch an old video, you'd say, wow, she sounds so much more confident now, because that's normal. Think about when you first start a job, you walk into a new job site, you've never been there before, and you're the new person, you're just starting out. It's totally normal, right? It's totally normal to feel like maybe I don't know as much as them. You're going to have to learn. You're going to have to get experience. And this is why you show up every day working in your business, so it stays fresh, so that you stay on top of stuff, and so that you're sharp and you're able to jump in. Because I don't know about you, But let me just tell you, I've studied a lot of stuff, and I've had to, do a lot of tests and exams and for certifications and things like that in my life. And there are things that I have forgotten because I didn't use it and I didn't keep with it, right? So do something that you love every single day. And when you make a business out of it, it doesn't feel like work because you're doing it any day because you love it. You're staying fresh and you're staying sharp. Judy says, what if you're blunt and people take it wrong? Well, take you wrong. Oh, like if people take you wrong, then you're just going to have to be careful of how you say it. Go into it knowing that people don't know you, right? Even when I go live on times or there's an insurge of new people on my page, there are people that, they will watch for a while because, they don't know who I am. They have been following me for years. People who have been following me for years, they know when I say something, whether I'm being sarcastic or or funny, that just comes with building relationships. But when you're going into a group where people don't know you, just, use kindness, right? Don't say anything that you wouldn't want anybody else to say to you, right? And yeah, just practice kindness. And so you're going in to be helpful. So I don't know how anybody would take you wrong if you're just being helpful. Shonda says, if you ask first graders to raise their hand if they can paint, every single hand will go up. Oh my gosh. I love that. She says, but adults, only a couple will reluctantly raise their hand. She says, have the mindset and confidence of a first grader. That's right, because we're starting off in life, right? And we are brave. We are small, but we are mighty, right? And yeah, exactly. You're not worried about all the other things. You don't filter yourself. You're just totally authentically you. And if you can harness that even before you do anything, before you do lives or putting yourself out there, instead of trying to overthink it, just be you, be normal. People identify with normal people. Wanda says she definitely wants to get out of her comfort zone. Okay, let's see. The Secondhand Cottage Company says, can anyone let me know how to change my business name to my personal name on here? Do you mean on YouTube or what platform? Yeah, love the first grader. Yeah, they are confident, right? And it's so funny because you find I listened to one of those viral Facebook videos with two little kids talking yesterday. It was so funny and talking to each other, right? And they talk like little old men. Like they talk like they've been on this earth for 40 years and they might be 6 years old. They are so funny. Oh, you gotta laugh. Maggie says she doesn't have a Facebook account. So you can pick on social media. You're going to want to go, obviously, you're going to want to go and pick social places where people are. That's important. And pick places that make sense for you because it's going to be easier. Even if you're somebody who doesn't have any social media right now, even just getting started in one place and growing from there. So mastering one platform, right? But being on social media is a great way to grow your business and to make connections and show people who you really are. Because a business that shows themselves, that shows the person behind it, you will have more customers. It just naturally happens, which is a great topic because people do business with people they like, they know, and they trust. This has been proven true. This is not no new statement. It's been around forever. And you just think about yourself, right? You do business with people you like, know, and trust. You're going to buy from a site that you know who it's operated by versus a site that you've never seen the owner. And you're like, are they going to steal my information? Am I really going to get my product? Is this legit? Right? So if you're doing paint classes or anything like that, you're doing, for example, when I would paint, I'll give this as a good example. When I would paint kitchen cabinets and people who I'd never ever talked to before ever, when I would love it when I would walk into their homes and they would say, Sonia, I feel like I've known you forever, right? And I know I've done a good job of not filtering myself and being me, because if I showed me, and you attract the right people then, right? You attract the right customer, you actually begin to work for people who are just like you, right? That get you, are the same as you, and you just have a connection because they say, I feel like I know you. Here's the code to the garage. I've baked you blueberry muffins. Because you know what? You develop a friendship over time, right? It is an amazing thing. Social media is wonderful for your business. So never hide behind your logo. People will always do business with people who they know who stand behind the logo. They will support your business because you know what? They want to support you. They want to support the underdog. They want to support your journey. They want a community, right? That's just natural. We want to be, you know what? We just want to surround ourselves with people. Like I always say, people who just keep you on the positive side. People who in this day and age where it's so easy to get sucked into negativity, but if you find a tribe of people, you're like, oh my gosh, they're just like me, right? You love it. And a lot of times, even when you're starting off in business, guys, you know you're doing a good job as well as when you're starting off in business. And you tell me if you're at this stage or not, where you're putting yourself out there and you're helping other people. And have you ever had somebody come to you and go, like they literally want to support you to the point where they're like, do you have anything that I could buy from you? Like, how can I support you? Do you have anything that you're selling? Because you've gotten to that point where people want to, I mean, it's just a natural thing. People want to help other people. They do. But get social and help them, right? And go at it from that mindset. Wanda says, do you need to pay to boost yourself on Facebook? No, absolutely not. I haven't ran a Facebook ad. I couldn't even tell you in how long. So no, you do not. And what I'm teaching you today is completely free and authentic, right? You're finding groups where your ideal customers live and you're going in and you're going, oh, what can I gather here? What are they asking? What do they need help with this week? What's on their minds? I don't need to go buy and, a service where somebody is going to go out and do market research for me, pull people physically into a group and ask them to do this and that. No, go out there and make connections with people. Isn't that true? Hey, Tammy, how are you? Bridget says, oh, she's talking to good to Secondhand Cottage. Start small, go live on your Facebook business page. Absolutely. And who needs help with going live? Remember, when you're here and as I'm talking, because there's so many different sides to business and so many things to do. That's why it's important to show up every single day. Take notes, go out and buy yourself a cheap notebook, take notes and, or start a whiteboard or a Post-it note of things that you're like, you know what? I could probably do that. That feels comfortable. And you know what? There's going to be things that I'm going to talk about in here, like arms of revenue and ways that you can grow your business and things that you can do to bring in more income. Because remember, hobby is hobby. It's a passion. Business, which is what we're focused on, is monetizing your hobby and going, how can I do what I love to do for the rest of my life, right? How can I work from home? How can I set up what we talked about this week, a business that meets my why? So, and I touched on this when we were talking about, your why is that what in your mind you would love to do, it might be different from somebody else, right? So there's different ways to be able to do it. But yes, we'll talk about Facebook Lives and all those things. Just make sure that as I'm talking, if I'm talking about something, you're like, oh, that's a good question. I want to ask Sonia about that. I read the comments. When I'm here and I read the comments after the fact. So make sure you leave me questions so I know what to talk about. Judy says, I'm using my garage right now and it isn't moving too well. You mean to sell from? So what's your best question with that? Let me know because I'll do a topic on it. That's normal. She says, when she films, she must say a million times. Listen, that's just being real. This is what I tell people too, that even like when you get nervous about, oh, I don't know if I should go for my garage. I don't know if I should like do this for my home. You're feeling just insecure about yourself, right? Well, you gain confidence the more that you do it and you practice. And the other thing is, remember that when you go live, that people love to get a glimpse of your world. They love to come in and they're not judging you. And when you're building relationships, think about it. If you had a friend and you invited a friend over, or you went to somebody invited you over to their house today on this lovely day of Sunday for a cup of tea, are you really going to study how dirty their home is? When you've made a true connection, you're just happy to hang out. I'm so glad I got to see you today. I'm so glad you're on live so we could hang out a little bit, right? So when you're going live and you're helping somebody else, and you know what, you're just bringing some sunshine into their day, and you're truly delivering value to them, then they don't care how messy your home is, as long as you're giving good content, right? Business is about serving other people. So if you're showing up serving them, they're going to tune in if you legitimately are there helping them. Good question. Donna, is having a booth recommended? Oh yeah, absolutely. So for me, I started from my home. Then I went and I got a booth. And when I say started from home, I mean I sold from home first. Then I went ahead and got a booth. And then from there, I went ahead and rented a storefront, a big storefront. And then from there, I downsized to another storefront, went smaller, and took my business online. And so I've had a lot of transitions in my business, which this is why I say there's a lot of things that I could talk on because, boy, you know what? You gain experience with life, right? Love these questions coming in. All right, good deal. So hopefully you've taken from today, don't get overwhelmed in business. Make sure you have create the business page. Make sure you have it linked, all right? Go identify groups where your ideal customer is living, is hanging out. Just kind of take a step back and see what they need help with, all right? From there, and also be somebody who helps them because like I said, people will find you on social media. It just happens. Making room in your basement now. Oh, yeah. Absolutely, Judy. I am so glad that you are here. And Judy's talking about using her garage. Well, okay, this is the truth that you know what? When you go through all these phases of business, you begin to identify what you love and what you don't love, what appeals more to you, and what serves your why. For me, one of my whys is I love to work from home. So guess what, Judy? When I started in business, I started from my garage. I did these things, the booth, the big store. Now I have a small store with a big online presence because that's where I shifted and that's where I want it to grow and scale so that I wouldn't be anchored to my big store anymore. I wouldn't have to fill it anymore. Instead, now I spend more time. And honestly, I've done lives from hotel rooms, at the beach, wherever. I can work from wherever I want to go. I can go back to Canada, part of my why. I can go home and work from there, right? But guess what? I've come full circle. And so one of my goals when I looked for a home was, does it have a garage? I'm going to need a garage to work from. And so while some people are trying to get out of their garage, for me, I've come full circle. I've identified what I love to do. And I love the ability to go to my garage at 9 o'clock at night and go live versus being at my storefront 9 o'clock at night, doing a live, getting done at 10 o'clock, and then driving home a half an hour to get home or so, maybe in bad weather, at night on the road, being away from my house. I mean, my cat needs me, all right? I need to be here. My family needs me. I can put a load of clothes in the washer. I love working from home. And so you do the things to learn what you love and what you're drawn to, right? And just take a mental note. So don't do things in business because other people are doing it. You're going to flourish. You're not going to be bitter. And you're going to set yourself up for success when you go, what do I really want? And then it can change, but at least that's why I said determining your why. What do you want right now, right? So for me, I came full circle and I love working from my garage. Yep. We are here at 8 a.m. every single morning, 365 days. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I'm going to let you go because it is Sunday and you know what? Go relax with the family. I think I'm going to go make some, not waffles, I think they're called, somebody who also does low carb. Chaffles, is that what they're called? Cheese waffles. I'm going to make myself some waffles and some bacon and go refill on the coffee. But I'll see you guys here again tomorrow morning. Good. I'm glad you do. And I'm doing it in bite-sized chunks. So I always take your questions. That's why I need your questions, your good stuff. How can I help you for future videos? But I want to keep it like action steps every single day, bite-sized nuggets. And if you start from the beginning and you continue to watch or go back and watch the beginning videos up to now, it's all going to make sense, right? So we're doing this for the whole year. You're so welcome. Yay. So you don't have to physically work today. You don't have to get out there and fling paint. You don't have to even get out of your pajamas today, right? Because when you do the work and you start thinking about what you want in business, use this beautiful Sunday to get out your notepad, sit underneath a blanket, grab, a hot chocolate and start brainstorming and going, what if this could really work? Very nice. Thank you, Donna. All right, my friends, I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Do something that makes you happy, that floats your boat, puts a smile on your face. All right, you guys put a smile on my face. I love hanging out with you guys in the morning. All right, I'm feeling good. I hope you are too. See ya.